Hello students, we are learning lesson 6 tissues and animal tissues explanation is going on. This is video 6 of the tissue. We have already studied about the classification of the animal tissue. Now one by one we are going to study each in detail. First we will study about the epithelial tissue. Write the characteristics of the epithelial tissue. Now where the epithelial tissue is present, it is present as a covering on the body surface, that is the whole body surface of the animal. It also covers the surface of the organs. So definition is the covering or the protective tissues in the animal body are epithelial tissues. Location where it is present, it is found on the surface of the skin, inner lining of the mouth, that is inner surface of the mouth, inner lining of the blood vessels like tubes. It is present on the upper surface of the blood vessels as well as inner cavity of the blood vessels. Then the lungs on the surface as well as inner surface of the lungs. Alveoli, those are the air sacs at the end of the lungs, and then lining of the kidney tubules. Now structure. Epithelial tissue cells are tightly packed and forms a continuous sheet as they have to protect the organs. Functions. Epithelial tissue covers most organs and internal cavities of the organs within the body. It also forms barrier to keep different body systems separate. That means the epithelial tissues are present on the surface, so it separates one organ from the other. Epithelial tissue also helps in the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment. For example, the epithelial tissue which is present on the skin surface, it has pores from which the gaseous exchange takes place in the lower cataract of the animals, and it also excretes out the excretory product in the human beings. So it exchanges the material between the body and environmental external environment. An epithelial is usually separated from the underlying tissue by an extracellular fibrous basement membrane. That means epithelial cells has a basement membrane on the top of which the epithelial tissue is formed. Then let us see next question. Explain the types of epithelial tissue. As we have seen in the classification, epithelial tissues have various types. They are mainly of two types, simple and stratified. Simple epitheliums means they are made up of only one layer of cell, where the stratified epithelium cells are arranged in many layers. Simple epithelium are of basically four types based on their shape. Squamous epithelium is the first type. The cells are thin, flat, and hexagonal and like tiles. You can see the diagram on page number 75 of your textbook, and you have to draw this diagram too. This is squamous epithelium, and they are thin, flat and hexagonal like tiles, like the surface of the tiles. And wall of every cell is connected to each other. Their walls are connected to each other by cement like substance. Now where they are located, see the location. It forms the inner lining of the mouth and esophagus. Then the squamous epithelium is also present. It is also found in the inner lining of the nose and alveolar sacs, present in the blood vessels cavity, and it forms outer coating of the skin surface and on the outer surface of the tongue. These are the locations. Now function is it protects the body from entry of the germs and mechanical injury. Mostly the squamous epithelium are present on the surfaces which has to face lot of friction. So it protects the body from mechanical injury. The next type of the simple epithelium is cuboidal epithelium. As the name suggests, the shape is cube-like. The cells appear to be cube in a section, and it has a round nucleus. In a section means, now you see the picture. This is cuboidal epithelium. From the side is the section. It appears like a cube, that is the dice of Ludo, cube shape. And on the surface it appears pentagonal. In a section it appears cube, and on the surface it appears pentagonal. And nucleus is found at the center. Then from the free surface it appears polygonal. As I told you that from the section it appears cube, from the free surface polygonal, at the center a round nucleus is there. And sometimes the portion of the epithelial tissue folds inwards and multicellular glands are there. So cuboidal epithelium forms the glands, that is hormonal glands. So they are also known as glandular epithelium. Glands means they are sac-like structures inside which the hormones are stored, and they secrete the hormones. So wherever the hormones or any liquid is secreted, then the glandular epithelium is present over there. Location, it is found in the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland secretes thyroxine hormone. It is present in the inner cavity of the sweat glands, which secretes the sweats. Then it also is found in the liver tubules. Liver tubules, as we know, it secretes the bile juice for digestion. And in the uriniferous tubules, where the urine formation is there, where the urine passes and the water and minerals are absorbed by the surfaces and the urine is let to pass. There it is located in the uriniferous tubule of the nephron, also thyroid gland, sweat glands and the liver tubules. That means on the glands and uriniferous tubule. Function, its chief function is absorption, excretion and secretion. See where it is absorption of the excess water and minerals in the uriniferous tubule, and excretion in uriniferous tubule. Then secretion is done by the thyroid gland and the sweat gland. Next type of the simple epithelium is columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium, as the name suggests, it is column like in structure, like pillar like. They are like cuboidal epithelium in many ways, but columnar epithelium is much taller than the cuboidal epithelium. You can see the picture of the columnar epithelium. This is cuboidal. It is like the cuboidal, but it is taller, column like. And because it is tall, the nucleus is not always at the center. It might be at the bottom, at the upper portion or in the center, and the nucleus is elongated. It is not round. So in the columnar epithelium, they are like cuboidal epithelium. They are much taller than the cuboidal epithelium. They are situated at the upper layer of the basement membrane. The nucleus is long and found in the upper, lower, middle of the cell. Location, it is found in the cavity of alimentary canal, that is digestive tract. Alimentary canal means digestive tract. Then function, its function is to absorb and secrete in the stomach and intestine. As it is present in the alimentary canal, it absorbs the food in the intestine or it secretes the substances in the artery. So its absorption, function is absorption and secretion in the alimentary canal. Next one is ciliated epithelium. Actually, ciliated epithelium is a transformed form of columnar epithelium. It is one of the columnar epithelium, but only difference is on the surface of the columnar epithelium there are hair-like projections called cilia. You can see the picture of the columnar epithelium. This is the columnar epithelium. On the surface there are hair-like structures called cilia. Cilia are the hair-like structures, and this type of columnar epithelium, you say ciliated epithelium, is present in the respiratory tract. So the location it is found in the respiratory tract, in the inner lining of the nasal cavity, bronchi and trachea, that is windpipe. And the function is the cilia can move and its movement is rhythmic and wavy. Movement of cilia pushes the mucus forward and clears it. That means what? That whenever the wind passes or the cough is passing through the nasal cavity and suppose bronchus, then the mucus is pushed forward when the cilia moves. As you see the cilia, it moves like this, right and left, like the swaying of the rice tree in the rice plant as it sways in the wind. Same way the cilia also sways side or that is to and fro. Because of this, the mucus goes on moving and the throat is cleared. Now the next type is one simple epithelium or the four types, that is ABCD or the four types we have studied. Now the stratified epithelium is the second type. As I have already told you, it is made up of many layers of cells. The simple epithelium is of one layer and this is of many layers. And stratified epithelium means stratas, layers are formed. Now how the layers are formed? That layers situated above the basement layer. Suppose now this is stratified squamous. This is the basement layer. Above it, the second layer is called germinal layer. Germinal layer, the cell division takes place and many number of cells are going on added. As the number of cells are added, then the upper layer is pushed in the outer surface. As it pushes the upper layer, the layer becomes flattened, and this is squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium cells are flat, as we have seen. This is flat. This is formed by the what? Stratified epithelium. So it is also known as stratified squamous. And the main function of the stratified squamous is to tolerate the frictional force, that is external frictional force, and protect the internal organs. This is all about the types of the epithelium and the epithelial tissue, and I am sending the notes in the PDF form. You have to write it in the Fair book. That's all in today's video.